Hi, my name is MCroft07 and I'm this month's featured artist. To put myself in perspective, I am a self-trained body painter. I've dabbled around a little bit with with being a makeup artist, but most of the time I'm trying to turn myself into comic book-like characters, including a lot of the DC Comics and Batman series. What first got you into body painting, and do you have an art background? Yes, I have an art background. I studied a lot of art when I was at school, also when I went to sixth form or like college. I did a lot of watercolours, a lot of it was not based around comic books, but I've always really liked this like thick blocky style. I noticed when I was younger that the cartoons I used to like were things like Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, Batman the Animated Series, and I really liked the style of the cartoon. I never really like connected very much with other cartoons, such as like the Rugrats. I don't know why, I just didn't really like the style. So yeah, I do have an art background, but for what really got me into body painting, I dabbled a lot with makeup, and I was really interested in things like cosplay. The first cosplays, and I would class myself as not doing very many, were Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. Such a big fan of Lara Croft, as you can probably tell from MCroft07 and MCroft07 across all my channels. But then I started playing around with makeup and I started covering my face with eyeshadow, turning myself into like avatars. And then a lot of my friends started to notice that I used to like play with a lot of the stuff on my face. They didn't really want me to use acrylic paint on my face and my body anymore, which I do not recommend. So a lot of them started buying me some really small face painting kits that were designed for children, and from there I just started building it up. I did start off with doing cos paints of just like my face and my chest, and I quickly got quite bored of it because I remember I did Captain America and I started painting a lot of the red area, but when I took the photos everything was blue because it had cut off, and I was quite upset about the whole situation. So then I started finding new ways to include the rest of me, and I don't think I've really gone far enough yet. I think I'm going to end up painting down to my knees quite often, depending on some future paints. My favourite cosplay that I've done is not a full body, it's not female, it's The Killing Joke. That one took me about 6 hours, and I did it for my Halloween special. So I spent like October doing loads of different looks, and I told myself like 31st of October I'm going to try and do The Killing Joke, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I didn't expect it to turn out so well, but I committed to it. I was like, you know what, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do all the stitching. I'm going to do like every shading, every piece of shading that I could see, and I drove myself nuts. So I was sat there and I was like, I don't want to do any more stitches. But when I finally finished it, I was really happy with the outcome, and I definitely think that's one of my favourites. So although it is only a half piece, I do think that if you put enough time in, you really work at something. I think sometimes when you first start a project, it seems like you're not doing so well. You keep working at it, it can definitely fix itself in the end. So I was really pleased with how that one turned out. So I think that one's my favourite. So all the designs that you see mapped onto my body I've taken a reference photo from a comic book panel itself, and I've used that as the primary source of art to map onto my body. So I mean, I can't really think of an example right now. I do have a Pinterest board where I put up all my reference photos, I put up all future body paints that are coming up, so I can refer back to it all the time, which I'm happy to send you a link. So no, nobody ever does anything for me, it's all me. Even when I'm really fed up and I'm bored, I don't ask my other half to finish parts off for me, as some people ask. Everything is done by myself, so things like the backs of my arms. If you watch my time-lapse videos, you'll see that literally everything, it's all me. But definitely I've tried to be as true as possible to the comic book panels by the original artists, and if for instance it's a piece where it's Poison Ivy and she's facing one way and I can't see the back of another arm, I'll either try and remap it from the other arm, or I'll find another panel that shows me part of the arm that I can't see, and I'll try and make sure that the lighting matches on what I've done to make sure that I'm copying it as true as possible to the actual comic book style. Do I collect anything? I do collect Tomb Raider items. I wouldn't say I was an avid collector just because so much of it is so expensive. If I see something and I'm like, you know what, yeah, cool, I'll pick it up on the way. I always buy the collector's edition of the video games. I will chase video games through console to console. If they're like, say the next one comes out on VR, I'll have to buy a VR headset. I can't live without making sure I'm up to date with that game. Everything else, I'm like, cool, whatever. But Tomb Raider, I'm a girl. But a lot of the stuff I have is very Tomb Raider centered, like MCroft07, and I will be doing a series of paints to come in the future where I'm going to focus on all of her iconic outfits, and I'm going to try and complete a major set of them. I was really nervous to do that paint because I really didn't think I was going to do it justice, but it proves to be one of my most popular paints online, which I'm really impressed with, and a lot of people contact me from it, so I'm really happy with how that turned out. Yeah, so I really want to, for my latest Tomb Raider paint, I know I've kind of gone off topic with the collector's things here. For my latest Tomb Raider paint, I did it down to my knees, and I think part of the reason why that was so much fun for me was because I did that, so I don't really think it would be enough to just do the blue top. I don't think that's enough of like, hey, I'm Lara Croft. So what I'm looking into doing is doing all of them down to my knees, but I'm finding a more practical way to complete the bottom half, because I don't really want to keep painting over a lot of things. I want to make sure that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. So I've got her wig, I've got her contacts, and now I just need to make sure that I've got the rest of the set for myself, and then I'm going to continue painting the rest of her outfits, because I am so happy that one turned out really well. A lot of you guys really liked it, and I'm really grateful for how you all responded, so thank you so much for that. So thank you so much for watching this video and seeing me as a body painter. I'm really grateful to be this month's featured artist. Thank you again for interviewing me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like all my content. And I just want to say thank you again so much to the Batman statue collector, and he'll see you in the Batcave. Thanks again. Bye.